Hi y'all, I'm getting ready to do a little backpack. Nothing too crazy. I think it'll only be between 5 and 6 miles round trip. Um, but I'll share my adventure as I go. So I'm on my way and I'm heading to an area that I saw when I was out here hiking before, and I knew I wanted to camp out there. There's Black Mesa. This entire area where I'm at right now hiking through was at one time underwater. I'm kind of hiking on some ATV trails. I don't even know if they're legal, but they're legal to hike on. There's Fortification Hill and Mount Wilson across the lake. And there is a little feature called Black Island, which is no longer an island, as you can see. I'm heading down below and beyond that. I've got to a really lovely spot here where the lake has crept back up into the landscape. This is Lake Mead, and this has been dry, and now the lake has risen a little bit in the last couple of years because of the heavy snowpack in the Colorado basin. So while this area was once completely underwater, it all dried up, and now the water's coming back in a little bit. But from what I understand, it's started to drop again already, so we'll see. This summer it'll probably go down quite a bit. So here's the little cove where I made the last video. I've crossed it, and I'm up on a little knoll. Here's a view to where the lake opens up. Seems to be quite busy today. I see a lot of sailboats out there. I've made it almost to the main part of the lake on the other side of Black Island. I had seen this area from the top of Black Island and knew I wanted to come out to one of these peninsulas to camp. I may go out this one, but I'm going to see if there's something on the other side that I like better. But this one looks pretty good. My main goal is to see sunrise and sunset from out here. Birds are chirping, crickets are chirping, it's quite nice. So I worked my way over this little ridge here, hoping I'd be able to get out to the little peninsula where I want to camp. There's really lovely views of another little cove down here, and there were all kinds of birds down in there. Beautiful views of the lake. But as you can see, this ridge does not connect to the peninsula. There's quite a bit of water between me and it, so I'm going to have to go around this little cove, and there is a little bridge out to where I'm going to camp, so that'll work out just fine. Here's a map of the peninsula where I camped, and as you can see, it looks like I'm out in the middle of the lake. Modern maps have not kept up with the changes in the lake, and this is why it was kind of difficult to find my way out there. So now I'm right at the edge of the little cove that I was above earlier. Right out there's the little bridge I'm going to take to get to my peninsula. And I descended off this little ridge. So I'm heading out the little land bridge. Here's the view back over the little cove and the ridge I was on earlier. I'm heading across the little land bridge. Here's the pretty cove. There's all kinds of water birds out here making noise. There are actually two little peninsulas, ex-islands, that I can go to. I'm gonna go to the one that goes further out into the lake. Here's a brittle bush blooming, just starting. And I'm heading out there. This one is really bright. Oh, there it goes. Up with his brother or sister. So it took me a little while to find a spot where I could get the tent up. It's really rocky up here, but I found a place right there. You can see my tent in the sort of side of the hill, which wasn't the most even, but I was able to kind of kick it out, and the ground was really soft, so I made a little spot where where I'll actually be sleeping is actually pretty flat and soft. It'll be nice. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. I chased a coyote off this little peninsula, and I'm seeing some sheep scat, so wildlife does come out here. It's absolutely, the views are absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to see sunrise and sunset out here. There's a flock of some sort of birds out there in the water. I don't know if you can see those. I can't tell what they are. So here I am on my little peninsula. It is incredibly pretty here. I cannot wait, as I've said before, to see the sunset and sunrise tomorrow. I'm gonna do some painting and just relax and enjoy the soothing sounds of the waves lapping on the shore. Hey guys, it's here, sunset, and it is gorgeous. Should get better and better as it goes. All right, I had a wonderful, wonderful time out here. Camped and painted and just enjoyed the scenery and the peace and quiet. And now it's time to head back to the Jeep. So I'll film a little bit on the way back. I wanted to tape a little bit here by the shore of the water, lapping and just showing how clear the water is. Something I noticed when I was hiking in yesterday was this strange marker at the top of this little rock formation. I'm guessing that this is something that Lake Mead put up to warn boaters that this was an island at one time. But I'm gonna go up there and check it out and see what it is. It was a little bit out of my way yesterday, so I decided to go back this way and see if I could get up there. So I made it up to the top of the little rock that was at one time an island, and I have no idea what this is. The box is locked, and there's a ton of bird poop all over everything. And then there's this strange stand put into cement, held together with rocks. No idea, except maybe it was to signal that this was an island to boats at one time. View's quite nice from up here. It was a little bit of a scramble to get up, so I left my pack below. And I think I want to go out at some point and camp on this little peninsula. It goes out further than the one I was on. But it'd be real nice to camp out there sometime. So I actually decided to go up and over Black Island. There seemed to be a lot of up and down getting around it, so I thought, well, I'll just go up and over. I'll cut off some of the mileage. You can see right here in the center of the screen is the strange little marker that I was at earlier. The peninsula where I camped is out there. Fortification Hill across the lake. And here's another nice peninsula that maybe I'll camp on someday. I had already been up here before. This is how I learned about these little peninsulas. And there is actually a summit cairn and a register, but I kind of stopped messing with those a couple of years ago. So all across the top of this Black Island, there are rocks put into shapes and kind of like a maze. It's a huge structure, and I think maybe boaters came up when it was an island and would add to it. Kind of walk a little bit and show some of it. It would probably show up with a drone, but I don't particularly like drones, and I hike in wilderness most of the time, although this is not wilderness. Here's a circle. My husband and I call this WDS, weird desert stuff. We probably use more colorful language, but I'll keep it clean for the kids. You can see it just goes and goes and goes, and it's very odd. Well, I made it back to the Jeep. The overall stats for the hike are right around 5 miles like I thought, and only about 500 feet of gain. Most of that was coming out this afternoon. Really wonderful time.